Yeah, I just wanted to go over this letter I got from the Attorney Registration and Disciplinary Court of the Supreme Court of Illinois. Okay, that's who I put charges on. I started with state's attorney. Before I started with ineffective assistance of counsel, then I went with prosecutorial misconduct and judicial misconduct. They never answered me. I'm surprised they answered me this time. But this time, with this one, I started with prosecutorial misconduct, violating 3.8 special responsibilities of prosecutor. And I threw every law I could at them, and they don't care. It says, we have received your request for an investigation of Marla Clevage, who was the assistant state's attorney in your 1989 criminal case. Initially, please understand that our duties as an agency relate solely to investigating and prosecuting allegations of professional misconduct against lawyers. We have sufficient evidence of misconduct by a lawyer. We may be able to stop lawyer from being able to continue practicing law. We cannot review or intervene in court proceedings. In addition, we are unable to determine whether your constitutional rights to effective assistance of counsel was violated. The determination can only be made by a court of law. If you believe that you were not provided with effective assistance of counsel, you may be able to raise this concern in a petition of post-conviction relief. I did. They never answered. We cannot comment or advise you further in this regard, but you may wish to discuss this matter with an attorney of your choice. No attorney is going to take this because they're all defective assistance of counsel. Nobody abides by the rules and the codes. And that's all I stated. I've stated all the codes, the rules that she violated, and reporting misconduct is mandatory. She didn't report the judge. She didn't report my lawyer. She didn't report herself. As a general policy of this office, we will not consider allegations of ineffective assistance of counsel unless or until there has been a court finding of ineffectiveness. The ineffectiveness happened in the court. The judge conspired with the attorneys. The judge didn't cite my attorney for ineffective assistance of counsel. When I tried to talk to the judge denied me my right to be heard. And the state's attorney sat back and laughed. And when I was telling the state's attorney, hey, tell this guy something, and she says, that's between you and your lawyer. And I'm like, no, that's between me, you, and my lawyer, and the judge, between all of us. Everybody in this courtroom is supposed to see that I have effective assistance of counsel. Everybody in that courtroom was supposed to see I had access to discovery. When I tried to bring that up with the judge, talk to your attorney. You talk to him, and he'll talk to me. And the state's attorney just sat back and laughed. With respect to Miss Clevage, you have alleged that she caused a witness against you, Christine Mojica, to commit perjury, and that she did not disclose all relevant information to you. The fact that she made in the criminal case was not evidence that Miss Clevage knew or should have known that Miss Mojica was testifying falsely. She's supposed to investigate the case. She had the hospital reports in her fucking hands. The judge had it. My lawyer had it, but they wouldn't give it to me. It's in there, but I'm going to show you. They're buffoons. They're morons. Furthermore, you did not identify any specific information that Miss Clevage was obligated to disclose. The hospital reports, the police reports, nobody would give me nothing. I didn't get it till I had to go pro se in a criminal court. And again, we know the issue regarding the state's failure to comply with discovery obligations would have been appropriately addressed and resolved in appeal petition for post-conviction relief. Nobody answers me. They're full of shit. For reasons stated above, we have determined that we were unable to take any action with respect to your communication. So, worthless bunch of pukes. Worthless bunch. And, I kept doing, no matter what, they've ignored me continuously afterwards. I stated every rule that she violated, and that's deprivation of rights. I mentioned that. My lawyer I cited him for all the violations of the rules of professional conduct and cited the judge for all the violations of the code of judicial conduct. That's due process. I stated conspiracy against rights under the color of law. I'm going to do it again. But see, I need a lot of you to understand what I'm doing so things can get done. It happens to everybody in every court of law. And this isn't the first time they only answered me once, but it isn't the first time they've done this buffoonery. I filed in the 80s, started right after I got out of prison. The first year a few times, second year a few times, and I'm nonstop. But they added to this conspiracy against rights under the color of law. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that I've been doing this for a long time, and don't get mad at me because nobody's doing their job. When it comes to our public servants, nobody wants to work, nobody wants to do their job. They all suck at it. They all suck at doing their job. So you got to get in there with the rules and the codes. They know that. They know. It's just the only one this was between me, them, the state's attorney, the judge, and all the attorneys involved in the case. All the attorneys. So I'm going to make this very public. I'm going to make a public statement that'll help you out not real quick, but so that way when you start filing, they won't have the doors shut tight. I'm sorry if I sound a little emotional, but it's happening to all of us. What happened to me is happening to you. It's happening no matter what court you're in. Criminal court, civil court, child custody court, they will all screw you over. Nobody plays by the rules or the codes. They all cheat to win. And they act like they're number one. And I told a lot of lawyers, if you got to cheat to be number one, you ain't nothing but a number two. A big old steaming, heaping, smelly pile of number two. They all are. So if you don't go into court, if you don't learn the rules and the codes and use those in a court of law, you're going to get screwed. Thank you and good night. May your Creator always be with you and rain many blessings. I wish you a long life and good health. Good night.